I think there was two standout players actually, in my opinion. One was Mick Green, who played for us. He'd also played at the time. He played a few years ago for us, but at the time he'd also played higher football than what we were in. He was in goal for when Eastbourne Town were a good side in the town. They were the top side in the town, Eastbourne Town. He played good football in, I'm not sure, probably in the Athenian League or something like that, as a goalkeeper. And he came, and he was a local lad, so but he came and eventually played for us on the field. He was a good centre forward on the field, good strong player, but he'd played at many levels, and he was a good player, Mick Green.
That stands out for me, who was here way back in the 60s when we were an Eastbourne League side, was Cliff Taylor. To me, he was a forward that had everything. He was big, strong, he could score goals, and he was so good that I believe if he'd wanted to move on, he could have done. In fact, even back then, if we never had a game on a Saturday, he'd go and play for Eastbourne United, who were in much higher league than us. But Cliff was the first player that stood out. Difficult to judge him because we was playing in local football then, but I do believe he could have been a better player, but there's been lots.
And the other standout player for me was a lad by the name of Nigel Hole. He was also an Eastbourne Town player, but he was a good goal scorer, and we sort of poached him, if you like, from Eastbourne Town. And he played a few years for us, and unfortunately he broke his leg in a cup tie down here against Eastbourne United. But Nigel Hole, he was a prolific goal scorer, and I think he played something like 132 games for us, and he scored 132 goals. So I mean, that's some achievement. That's in the county league, but that's a good record. And Nigel would have, had he been playing today, would still have been scoring a lot of goals. Yeah, they're the two standout players for me.
I mean, Nigel Hole, obviously in their county league days, was a great player. Mick Green, I mean, the famous Mick Green, you know, great players. We had loads of them, Chrissy Marshall. Been lots of players that stood out. Difficult to put your finger on. There's been good players at every level.
Yes.
You know.
Oh gosh, so many people have come through the books over the years. We've had some good players who should have gone on to play a lot higher football. Paul Callingham was another lad, had so much skill. One of his problems was he didn't want to train. After we did a bit of training, and then he'd rather come in and have a couple of pints, and he wasn't dedicated enough to go on and play at a higher level. He had the skill, he had the ability, but he wasn't dedicated, which you've got to have now. Obviously, I know the other lads have spoke about Mickey Green. Mick Green was one of these lads, he whatever sport he turned to, he was good. He played stool ball, he played cricket, he played table tennis, he played football. Played in football for Sussex in goal and on the pitch. So, yeah, he's another lad. There's been a lot of lads over the years who have been good, should have gone on and played higher football.